Friday!
What the Friday to you too. Welcome everybody to What the Friday with the Burch and Burch team from Compass Realty, where we talk about all kinds of stuff that's happening in the market and in our world right now. So great to have everybody. It's been an interesting week.
Look at that intro. It was professional and it had energy. I kind of did a professional one last week and then I saw it again. And I was like, I'm terrible. I was like, welcome to the show where we talk about real estate.
Right. We keep thinking that we're going to up the ante here and really pull it together, but our schedules just, we haven't gotten that to work out yet. So we're working on it.
We haven't prioritized it. And yeah, we can up the ante. I'll do it for you, man. I'm sorry. It's really me dropping the ball. You want to up the ante, and I'm like, this is fine for now.
I'm too busy at the moment.
I'm just
Yeah, and then you had your phone shot
together.
craps on you.
Oh my God, that's been a saga. But it's still right now, currently, if you've tried to call me this morning, within the last 3 hours and you weren't able to reach me or text me, it's because my phone is not functioning. And then I'll tell you the story at the end of this. Okay. All right. First, we're going to jump into absorption rate. How much is being listed versus how much is being sold. Let's check out Dad's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a little bit better than last week.
The line that was
not great. Yeah. It's interesting. I still have to figure out how to reformat these charts. Actually, it's a little closer than it was last week, but I haven't spent a lot of time on it.
Step by step.
The absorption rate in northern New Jersey is almost 100% right now.
Perfection.
Right. So check that out. 95.93. Wow. That is a huge seller's market. So usually if it's under 15%, that means it's a really strong buyer's market, but the number of homes that are hitting the market and the number of homes that are sold are almost exactly even right now. So they're moving just about as fast as they're listed. Wow. And they're nicer homes, bigger yards, that stuff's selling faster. I was just and you can see the top one, which is just Hoboken, because that's kind of that's where our home office is at here on the New Jersey side of the river. Mm-hmm. You can tell the absorption rate here is less than half of what it is just a couple miles away. So there are some strong pockets and weak pockets. I'm doing some showings, trying to do some showings in the 1.5 million range north of here. Basically, we're looking for townhouses or single family homes, and the ones that are actually priced just fairly are selling almost instantly. So we're going on a tour this afternoon. Matter of fact, right after we get done here, taking my cool young family out to look at a few places, and 3 of the one, I think we had 7 or 8 that we were targeting, and 3 of them sold just between the time we started looking, firming it up a couple days ago and today.
Yeah, the market is changing. It's picking up.
But they fit in the northern New Jersey category, not in the Hoboken category. So we're a couple miles north of here, 3, I think, to be exact. But so that's the scoop. Absorption rate is interesting. The suburbs are hotter than ever. I keep thinking that that's going to push back this way. You can see a little bit of a pushback in the top chart. The numbers coming up. Yeah. And rather than bump up and right back down, it's flat the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So that's looking good.
Yeah, suburbs are very hot.
Super hot. Yeah, and I don't, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because this can't, frankly, nothing against anybody in the suburbs. There's not a chance in hell that I would buy a house in the suburbs right now. Not a chance. I know that they're appraising out, but
from an investor perspective, yes.
True. Yeah. If it's your home and you're going to be there for a while,
10, 15 years, then you're fine.
Yes. Anyway,
there are a lot of younger buyers.
Prices are crazy.
Who are wanting to buy out there. Yeah. I don't think that that's a bad decision if it's a choice for your family and your
No. If that's the lifestyle that you want, absolutely.
Right. There are different reasons that people buy. So just clarifying.
Frankly, it would be hard for me right now. Even if it
Okay.
was just your mom and I, and we were looking to relocate, and we said, okay, we don't want a condo lifestyle anymore.
Yeah.
We want to downsize, or not downsize. Well, probably downsize. Our condo is fairly big, but we want to downsize and move out into the suburbs.
Yeah.
Um, I would have
You
trouble doing it
would.
right now because I would look forward to selling again in another 3 years, and I just have a feeling that
Right.
that equity is not
And
going to
if your
be that
timeline
stable.
is 1 to 5 years, I don't think I would recommend it.
Yeah, but everybody's different, and
And
frankly,
you can't predict it. You really don't
you
know.
can't. And hell, I missed. Yeah, I'm wrong
And
about a lot of investment things. So
to be
just saying.
fair, this although we're talking about how hot the suburbs are, and they are crazy hot, but they've been it's been a buyer's market for multiple years at this
True.
point. So
Granted.
even
And
without
if
COVID.
you'd closed a deal a few weeks ago or earlier, but just the last 2-3 weeks, seeing just that
This last, yeah,
50%
like
over
last
ask,
month,
those
something.
50%
Yeah.
over ask stories are just like, really?
But
Holy cow.
you can find when you look, I've looked out with a couple of my buyers who the seller had an accepted offer at full ask, and then it fell through.
Mhm.
And so then there were a ton of days on market. So we got it under ask by some margin, which is not heard of at all right now in the suburbs. And expressing to them like this is a really good deal right now.
Mhm.
This is you guys are getting something fantastic. So yeah, it's not like they're
There
impossible
are
to
some
find.
there are
It's just
some fair price.
takes
Not
a little
saying that
time, takes a little
that was a very
patience,
general
takes a little work.
comment that I'm regretting now. One thing, if you don't
You're
mind.
feisty today though.
Ah,
I was talking about we were trying to decide a title, and and that conversation was interesting. Do you remember it?
I do.
Hey, what about the moody market? Oh, not that then? What do you think we should call it? I don't care. Ooh, somebody is fiery. Okay. We take turns. It's usually me, so I'm really enjoying the fact that it's you today. Anyway, what comment did you want to make?
I've been showing a number of flips, and we sold a flip. Great client. Absolutely
Oh.
love him to death. We did a tank inspection, we did an insect inspection, we did a radon inspection, we did a regular house inspection. The seller was a flipper and it's not my favorite. Maybe that's my mood playing through again today. But we didn't do a sewer line inspection. You can actually hire a sewer company to come put a camera down the sewer line from the house out to
Oh
the
yeah.
sewer.
Yeah.
And there's a sewer problem. So now he's moved in, he's closed, everything's
No.
done. Every time he takes a shower, the sewer backs up. And
Really? Just from a shower?
first time the plumbers were there, they said, well, there's a lot of construction debris in the line. So they cleaned it out. And they said, I think we got it cleaned out. It's good.
And still?
Next day, same thing
No
again. Then they
way.
go back in again. And now, oh, well, we went further up the line. We found a steel pipe or a steel rod that had been driven through the sewer pipe. Don't know what that's about. Don't know if that's new or not. But anyway, so they found that. So then they fixed that deal, and then they come back and they said, no, there's another problem. We may just have to dig the line out and replace it. $4,000 if he has to do that.
Wow, that's not a small.
No, it's a huge deal, and
At least it's not a $20,000 roof, but still, 4,000 is.
Yeah, it's not what you expect, and it's not that common. But
And
now, and I was.
That's such a bummer. Wow.
And so I was doing another home inspection Saturday of last week. It's been a week ago now, and it was one of my favorite inspectors. And you know who I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's a great guy.
Why don't we mention his name?
So we were talking about that, and Dan Lynn.
The hero?
Franklin Lynn Home Inspection. Yeah, he's just a lot of fun.
I don't know why
really
we
like
didn't
that.
say his name. We're like, that secret home inspector that everyone knows is the best.
Yeah. Anyway, so Dan, so I was talking to Dan, and he said, yeah, there are, Yeah, I think the reason I didn't want to say his name because I didn't want to paraphrase or say something and
Oh,
wasn't
I'm
exactly
sorry.
accurate for what he was talking about, but
Sorry.
that's okay. Uh, the bottom line was is that I think it's fair to say that he's generally recognizing the same thing, that not all, but many flippers
Yeah.
move a little too fast and quality is not their concern. All they care about is making it look pretty
Can I sell it? Yep.
so that the seller is smitten,
Right.
or the buyer, I mean, is smitten by it. And then they get into it and then you run into problems. So thank goodness we did all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And there are a couple things that still needed to be fixed there, but the seller is fixing those because those were commitments made prior to close. But now, of course, we're concerned that that sewer backup is so significant
Yeah.
and so common that they could hardly have flushed the toilet two or three times without having it back up. So it seems like they had to have known about it and didn't disclose it. But how do you know? So the
Yeah.
point here is getting to it is if you're buying a flip, especially a home, not so much a condo,
Yeah.
but if you're buying a home that has its own lot and it's plumbed into the sewer out at the curb somewhere, go ahead and spend the money and have an inspector run a snake and a camera
Yeah.
down the tube to see that it's clear and that there's no roots growing through it, that there's no damage that's been done to it. Sometimes it can be a cast iron pipe that ran from the house out to the sewer that's 70 years old
Right.
and that just flakes loose from the middle and then collapses. It could be something like that. So older home, but and we didn't think of this house, even though it's a flip, it's just the whole thing looked totally new. Just
Yeah.
mind-boggling, and
Classic.
when you go to do inspections as a buyer, you start getting tired of everything costing money, and it's like, oh, the home inspection costs so
I
much
don't
money,
want
the
to spend. Yeah.
radon inspection costs
Yeah.
so much money, this inspection costs so much, having the
Yeah.
tank sweep done costs money. It's like, how many of these do I really need to do that? And I'm usually, well, typically you don't have a problem, but
Usually no,
it's
but
better
why
to be
not?
safe than sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I would not
that's
encourage you
definitely on
not
my
to.
radar now. I think
Yeah.
it
Me
bothers
too.
me so much that they're suffering through that right now. It's like, no, I hate to do
Yeah.
it, hate to suggest it, but to everybody. But if it's a flip, especially if it's a flip and it's a single family house, you bet. Do the sewer inspection.
Yeah. Do the everything inspection.
Yeah. If it's a
Big
flip,
takeaway tip
especially.
today.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm only going to drop one fun fact this time, which is millennials made up 38% of home buyers in the year ending in July 2019, which was up from 32% 4 years before. So it's not that drastic of an increase, but it is an
Millennials are
increase.
getting older.
We're getting older and starting to be the primary home buyers. So,
Mhm. God
yeah.
bless you. I hope you all make more money and I hope you buy my place.
I'd like to buy your place. um, also
You want it
sales.
just because of that whiskey that's sitting over there on the cabinet right behind me.
Touche, my friend. Touche. Sales of previously owned homes surged almost 25% in July to their highest seasonally adjusted rate and since December 2006. And first time home buyers accounted for 34% of those sales. So that's interesting.
It is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising because it seems like um, I wouldn't say just millennials, but I would say anybody under 35, 40 is really leaning toward renting. And even a lot of seniors are leaning toward renting right now.
Ooh, depends where you are. Manhattan rental market is taking a gut punch, huge gut punch.
The Manhattan real estate market,
Yes, but
period, has taken a
sales
gut
sales
punch.
are actually not as bad as you'd think. They're starting to creep back up. Rentals, though,
I think if you have two bedrooms and more, aren't the one bedrooms
well,
stalled in Manhattan?
that's true everywhere. I mean, that's
Yeah.
true for urban New Jersey too. If you break down what type of property is selling and what type isn't, one
Hmm.
bedrooms, no. Everyone's like, if I'm gonna stay urban, I better have a space that isn't just my bedroom to work in. It's, the famous thing about New York, the saying is your apartment's just a closet. you live outside. You know, you live on the streets, you go places, you do things, you spend all your money doing that. Well, you spend all your money on your little closet too, but
That's not cheap to live there.
it's
That's for
not the
sure.
lifestyle anymore. Yeah, because you got to work from home. So it's like I don't want to work. I don't want to wake up, make my bed, and then sit on the end of my bed to work for my job. So yeah, the market's changing. It's interesting. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this affects prices in like 3 to 5 years, and people who are ballsy enough to buy now, because you can get such a good price. I think you're going to have great return. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hey,
that's all for me.
In other news,
go. Yeah.
We basically don't do a lot to market our What the Friday show that we do.
True.
But this last week I sent out emails to a number of people with our What the Friday so they could see it. And I got a lot of positive feedback, a couple suggestions, and I think the idea of having guests went over well. And I think we have a couple of guests. So what do you think about?
We do?
Yeah. A couple of people that would like to be guests. Not today.
No, that sounds great. I love that. Yeah. I love that. If I get
might be something that we could pull
to work
people
out, it would be easier to coordinate stuff. That's not my fault. Okay. I think that's exciting. I really want to know who they are. Yeah, because you sent out that email and you BCC'd me on them all. So I didn't get any of the replies, I don't think. But I did get a lot of emails in my inbox all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I had the same thing. So
I was in the middle of like 2 different email-based negotiations, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was just buried, William Burch. What the Friday?
Well, I sent it to all my friends, all my clients.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, sorry. Stuff happens. Live and learn. Pull the trigger. I said, we keep doing this. We keep doing this What the Friday show, but we don't really tell anybody about it. So
yeah,
although I'm surprised we get if you total your Facebook, my Facebook, our LinkedIn, our Instagram,
I think it's over
our YouTube,
over 1,000 a week, right?
Yeah, we tend to have a total over 1,000. And that's without working on it so hard. Yeah. We really do want to do a much better job, though. So
we do, but progress over perfection. I'm glad that you are pursuing excellence with such vigor. But I'm also glad that we just do it, down and dirty anyway.
Yes, we do. No question.
Yes.
If anybody's enjoying this.
All right. Yeah, Dad has to go anyway because this week it's his turn to have to run.
Yeah.
And I have to go save a piece of equipment from my hot car.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We have some great stuff that helps us do a great job as real estate agents. And right now, some of that great stuff is in Morgan's trunk. Like, where is that? It's like, oh, it's in my trunk. Well, I'd probably be better
it's summer,
inside.
right? Yeah. Yeah. I got it. Okay. Well, I love you, Dad.
Yep, I love you too. It's great to see you. Sorry, I haven't seen you very much the last few days. So.
Well, we've been busy.
That's right. It's great to see everybody here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of our What the Friday.
Yes, it means a lot.
Always give us some feedback. Click the like button. Comment, that helps a lot.
Subscribe.
Yeah, all that stuff. And I think that's it. So we'll see you later. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Hopefully next time I won't talk over you. Sorry.
We're all